Okay, sync. I think that's how we should start every video
Yeah, and edit.
and edit.
Sounds
So it's Carl V
good. Willem.
and we're here with Zita's. We don't have a name as of yet, though. To be confirmed is what I say.
To be confirmed. TBC.
TBC.
Yeah. Yeah. I think if you have any suggestions for names, send it to us and we'll probably not use them, but thanks for the engagement. Yeah, do you have any suggestions?
Mine are all like.
Yeah, you're not allowed to give suggestions
I'm not
anymore.
allowed to give suggestions.
Okay. But something we can talk about.
Something we can talk about is.
So, me and you both, well, I do editing, you do mostly photo, but
A mixed bag.
mixed bag.
Yeah.
That's a good way to describe it. So, when you work with clients and they ask you for a project and you tell them it's going to take so many hours, so many days, and they're like, phone you the next day, it's like, is it done yet? Why is it important for clients to know why any project, but especially video, takes so long?
I think for me is like certain creative projects, there's usually, I always say a good project has a good campaign and has a time schedule. If you don't follow that schedule, or not really, what's the word? It doesn't fall according. And if you don't plan the schedule, it never falls in time. So you'll see with the bigger projects, like Zeta Films, we have an editor, then we have a videographer, producer. Everything has to come into place.
Mm-hmm.
And then obviously after a project, we plan and we set deadlines. And if a client just says, no, I want it tomorrow, I say no, because you're asking them possible,
Yeah.
I feel.
Well, unless it's like a really big client and like they like specify like it has to be done tomorrow, and it's like you have to work that in. But
Yeah.
like if we talk in general, like adverts or anything in that like social media marketing direction, like so like why doesn't a video take 2 days or 3 days? Why does it take 5 days or however long?
I always say it's project dependent, like I said earlier. And I'll always say, because you get like a 30-second ad, and obviously with a 30-second ad, you have a storyboard. Then you shoot this compile. Whereas, like, let's say you're compiling an event, you have to like cut through everything, watch everything, and that takes very long. So basically, if you shot like 6 hours, you have to watch 6 hours of footage. Most of the time, it's just cutting, and then comes post-production and then finalization.
Yeah.
And that's what majority takes time, which a lot of clients don't understand that. I think we just press play, and then it's cut.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think it's explaining to the client, editing is its art form on its own. It's not a just click and it's done.
Yeah. So the way I think about it is, well, firstly, setup takes a long time.
Yeah.
That's the first thing. It's not 5 minutes to get there, set everything up, and then press record, and then it's done. It's like carrying everything, setting up takes a long time. I mean, we filmed a podcast this Monday, and setup took an hour and a half because it's four cameras, 4 mics, and you constantly have to check everything over and over and over again. So that's the one thing. And especially for me on the editing side, I think for me, the best way to describe it is, imagine you're cooking a dinner and you want to make it the best possible dish. So you can either like take a pack of noodles out of the cupboard and
Quick and easy.
Quick and easy. Make some boiling water, a little flavoring, mix it, microwave, there you're done. Or you can get decent ingredients. You can take
Yeah.
the time, chop it up,
Yeah.
cook everything
Yeah.
perfectly, make sure it's nice. It takes time. And
Yeah. So one of the three things. Was it three things? Let me just think about it. The three things, like generally shooting, if we're shooting podcast, I always think it's number one, it's good audio, lighting, and then visuals. So you have those three things that generally, if we set up well for that, then the content should be good. But setting up for that takes time. Like, how long did we take this Monday? It was probably an hour
and 30.
hour and 30 minutes just
Yeah.
to set up those three things.
And it's constantly like variables changing.
Yeah.
People like changing their seat, mic positioning, checking the gain for everything. So good audio takes time, and people can usually excuse some bad visuals,
Yeah.
but bad audio is kind of unforgivable.
Yeah. Yeah, so those three things. Lighting. Oh, in our situation right now, it's audio, lighting, and then visuals. Yeah.
Yeah, and lights also take time to set
Light
up.
takes time, especially full in your head.
Yeah. So you can't see this, but
There's
it's a big light.
There's a big
on
light
top.
above us. So after setup, when we set up our audio, lights, and visuals, there's still, after that is the production side. So under the production side, there's somebody to monitor the cameras, somebody to monitor the audio, and somebody just to monitor that, basically producer or coordinator, that everything happens accordingly. And that also takes time, and it takes resources from us, though, which we have to account for and plan for. That's why we plan. We don't just bring the cameras. We have to plan accordingly to how we shoot.
Yeah. And so you edited the previous podcast videos. So take us through the editing process from like copying the files over till end product. Like how does that go for you? What's your flow?
So editing process wise, back in the day, you always see clapper boards.
Yeah.
Or like the fancy technology today, they use time codes where they just sync. So
syncing is when you line the recorded audio with the recorded visuals.
yes,
Because it's not always recorded on the same track.
no. And then basically after that, you sync your videos. And then after that, we sync our audio. Because obviously audio track also has like a marker. Audio track has a marker. And then we line everything up. So every time you see in the movies and the behind the scenes, there's that
Yeah.
clap. And then basically after that, cut your in the beginning you cut the useless part, and the end.
Yeah, so like the parts where you're just like sitting there and it's like, are you ready? Is it
Are
gonna
we
be
ready?
are we like 5 minutes? And then it's like everyone's on their phone.
Yeah. And then what we do is we do a it's like a broadcast multicam where you put up all the cameras, and then like let's say, okay, jump to camera 1.
Yeah.
Okay, jump to camera 2 when this person's talking, and camera 3. And after that, once
So
everything
you
is,
set that up.
I set that up. I do the multicam first, and then usually after that, then I set, if there's presentations, then I'll quickly put on like visuals, whatever needs to be. And then
And you have to have that already.
you have to have that already. Otherwise, you're waiting.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm ready, but I
Yeah.
need those files.
Calling someone, hey, can you send those PowerPoint slides to me?
Yeah. No, it's rough when they send you PowerPoint slides. It's like, okay, I have to watch this, look for the right slide, put it in, cut. It's like, and after that, it's once everything's cut, visuals and visual assets are added,
Like motion graphics.
like motion graphics.
So that's logos, lower thirds, maybe like a stinger like intro, outro.
Mm.
What am I missing with that?
Yeah, that's the basics. And usually, if there's ad rolls, if you want to cut, then cut ad roll.
Ad rolls and also music,
And music,
background music.
background music.
And the trick about background music is also this thing called ducking. And ducking is when you have background music, but when there's silence, you want the music just to go a little bit louder
Oh,
and then back,
yeah,
so that you don't want the music just to be like
yeah,
monotonous.
yeah. It's also called sidechain.
Side chain.
Yeah, you see on this, there's a sidechain.
Oh, okay.
So you can plug in music. So when you're talking, it'll go
Down.
down. Call it sidechain.
Okay.
You see, like when they're talking on the radios, the music in the back like drops,
Yes.
but their audio remains the same.
Okay. I didn't know that's what it's called.
Sidechain.
Okay.
I have a
Yeah.
question. Can you like tell the importance of when you edit for a client
Mm-hmm.
and you want assets from them, and they give you the most pixelated logo you could ever ask for? How do you go about that? And you ask for a better quality, and they say they don't have any. They don't know where to get it.
So usually we ask the clients for logos, but they send us really like low resolution. It looks like
JPEG, like
Super Mario.
BBM mixed level, like 5 kilobyte
So-
messages.
What we usually say is, please talk to your graphic designer and
Yes.
send us the file, because now if we have to redraw it, it's gonna take us. It's that time waster when we could have just send us a high quality. Send us a high quality PNG, or send us the original vector file,
And that's usually on PDF.
a PDF, SVG, and EPS. One of those three.
Yeah. Or maybe, did they send like the Photoshop file? Like the, yeah, PSD.
Yeah, PSD. But, yeah.
Or whatever, Illustrator or any of those other.
Yeah, but the universal one is easiest if it's vector, because sometimes even with they can send you a PNG, but the file on the PNG is also still
Hmm.
pixelated. It kind of defeats. I want
So-
the original high
so-
quality.
So just explain what's a vector.
A vector is a file or an image that does not pixelate.
So that means when you open it and you zoom in,
It'll never pixelate. Yeah.
you can just like infinite scroll. It's going to stay the
Yeah.
same resolution.
You won't see the jaggies. It'll always
Hmm.
basically a file that doesn't pixelate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does that answer your question? So yeah. Yeah.
So the other thing that most clients don't see is, I always feel like filming is 20% of the job, and then after that the 80%, or I'll say the 60%, is the editing and the 20% is the delivery. So majority of the time, even like photography wise, you'll shoot photos of a whole day's event, but it'll take you like 3-4 days to, depending on the photographer or artist.
Yeah.
You shoot the whole day, takes you the whole, almost a week, depending on your schedule.
So yeah, the recent project that I finished was it's a big project. It took 3 days of filming and almost a month to edit.
That's rough.
That's rough. Yeah. All my hours went
What
into
project
that.
was this?
CUT.
CUT.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So they did training videos.
Yeah.
5 days actually. It was 3 days in the
I
kitchen.
was with you.
Yeah. It was 3 days in the kitchen, 2 days in the like restaurant section, and that. So it was 3 days. Let's say what, from 9 till
I think it was like 5.
5.
Yeah, 9 till 5 in the morning.
yeah. So that's 8 hours. 8 hours of filming, and the thing that makes it tricky. So usually, what happens when you film, you don't get the perfect one take. You rarely do.
Mhm.
Sometimes there are things that are spoken incorrectly or things that are done incorrectly, and you have to reshoot that. So a lot of times
Yeah.
edit it like for half an hour, and then it's like, whoops, we have to start
Oops.
over.
Start from the beginning. That's the worst, though.
Yes, so
Yeah.
that happens sometimes. But yeah, so it's literally it was 3 camera angles, so you have to have 3 cameras,
Yeah.
multicam.
Multicam.
So you have to constantly look at 3 cameras. Which one is like focusing the best on the subject and telling the best story? So you have to jump through that, or you have to do that. You have to add the music. You have to add all the other graphics and all that stuff. And
Yeah.
it really does take time. Like I could probably, I want to say, I could finish it in a week, but it's not gonna look good. It's not gonna look good.
Yeah. So basically, we don't rush art, and
No.
I think people, especially these days, people just they think shoot it today. I want it tomorrow. The thing is, take your time, but don't take your time with back end. You want to deliver something that looks aesthetically pleasing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So I mean,
because how long did you? Because we shot like I think it was 3-4 days,
5 days.
5 days, but like how long are the actual videos? Like some of them are like
Oh yeah. So let's take one video. So one video was something that the chef made, and she showed the beginning all the way to the
process.
end.
Yeah.
Yeah, the whole process. And when you add everything in a timeline, it's maybe like 1.5 hours,
Yeah.
90 minutes. And then when you start cutting everything up, the final product is like 12 minutes.
Yeah.
But the time it takes to get from 90 minutes to 12 minutes is like a whole day,
Yeah.
sometimes
So-
more.
The editing process, basically, people don't understand that we can't just give you everything. We're cutting it so everything is cohesive and flowy.
Yeah. And so that those 90 minutes, like you press play and you go through those 90 minutes, but it's not 90 minutes from beginning to end. It's like press play, and then
Yeah.
that marker goes,
Yeah.
and it's like pause, cut here, press play, go again. So you go through 90 minutes like 3 or 4 times during the whole editing process.
Yeah, I think when you're an editor, your favorite button is spacebar.
Yes.
Play. Okay, go back. Spacebar.
Yeah. Definitely.
We should do a video of an editor just pressing spacebar. Doing.
I think we should do a video or like a challenge video, like to show people if you edit a video in like 5 minutes, an hour, and then like a
Yeah.
whole day, like why it takes,
Yeah.
like the end result versus
It's different. Yeah.
yeah, that's something we
Hmm.
could do.
The other thing with editing is color, right? Because what you see on the camera is not the same as the end product.
Yeah, so maybe this is where you do that editing magic, and it's like this is what it looks like without
Yeah.
color and bad audio or whatever,
Yeah.
and then it's like there's
Yeah.
the end product.
So after it's basically we're cutting and then we still have to color.
Yeah, and what does it mean to color?
In photography we call it raw files. Video we call it log files. It's like log gamma. Each camera has its own different log. So the log is the closest to its raw, catches all the highlights and all
Yeah.
the shadows.
Yeah, so we shoot in log because it captures the most information. The same way in photos you shoot in raw. It's the largest file, but you get more information. So that means if you don't shoot in that, and let's say you're shooting something in a dark place, then it's just gonna be black. If it's super bright, it's just gonna be white.
Yeah.
Whereas if you shoot in raw or in log, you can actually see details in the dark and the bright parts.
Yeah. So, yeah, I think after editing is also the color delivery, which people don't know what log is or raw is. And I think that also takes your time, the color processing. Because the other thing is like this camera can be slightly different color and then this camera can be a slightly different color. And then other big process or like that takes a toll is like, okay, I have to try to match this.
No, because you don't want one camera to be a little bit more green or a little bit more purple,
Yeah.
or you want it to look like the same.
Yeah. So editing takes a long time.
Yeah. Our producer wants to ask a question.
I have a question regarding editing. We
Okay.
are currently using Adobe Premiere Pro, but we are switching to DaVinci, but we are still going back to Premiere Pro, but we struggle to go to DaVinci.
Yeah.
Well, what's stopping us? Why? Okay, just explain the context and what's happening.
Yo. So
You can go.
Okay. So I've been working on Premiere for 7 years now, and Zita likes to make fun of me. It's like I know every button on the keyboard and what it does.
Yeah, so the thing is, when you know it, it's like V space.
Yeah, it's like you know
Yeah.
where everything is, so you know exactly. You press this, it does this. You
Yeah.
press this, it does that, and it just makes the workflow quicker and easier.
Yeah.
And that's what makes it difficult when you move to new software.
Yeah.
Like,
I think it's the learning curve of trying to jumping from Premiere, because you know how things are, you know where like your project manager is, and like I think it's a different curve. Like the
Yeah.
coloring is on DaVinci is also a bit different using nodes though.
yeah, because it's now you're working with new shortcut keys, you're working with new names for the same thing. So it might be this name in Premiere, but it's this name in DaVinci, and it also takes time for us to learn that now.
Yeah. No, but
And-
I'm slowly getting into it though.
Yeah, me too. So that's also something that has to get taken into account.
Mm.
Yeah, we are professionals and we are meant to know our craft and our tools,
Yeah.
but sometimes you
I have a preference.
have a preference, but yeah, sometimes something happens and then you have to change something, like change software, and that takes time.
Yeah.
I'm sure someone out there, like in whatever job it is, like something happened and now they have to change like whole systems,
Yeah.
and that unfortunately it takes time to get to know that.
I feel like when I was editing a while back, I was on Final Cut. But
That's the Apple one.
that's the Apple one. Final Cut, it's just when you press export, I think it's like, whereas like Adobe, I feel like it takes its time. DaVinci, it's all right. It's relatively good.
Yeah.
Hmm.
That, and just another big thing is you finish a video or photos, whatever, and then you send it to the client for confirmation for if they like it. And then sometimes you get
It's,
feedback,
Yeah.
and then you have to change something,
Yeah.
and that also takes a long time.
Yeah. It's usually, like I say, it's 20% shooting, 60%, then 20% delivery. But if client is not happy, it's like, okay, no, readjust it. Now you jump back to editing, and then it goes back to delivery until client is happy. Sometimes client is like, no, I like the previous one. So if you're an editor, always save your previous,
Have backups.
have a previous backup. Don't overwrite your old file.
Yeah.
Like version 1, version 1.1. And then if it's a whole new revision, call it version 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's also important. Something to
Mm.
fall back on.
Yeah.
Nice.
Nice.
Because I have
Okay.
trivia questions.
So-
We're going to play a game.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure you've heard of that. So I'm gonna. Huh? Oh.
So we're playing a
I have
game.
a few trivia questions to test your knowledge with your job, and then you're gonna
Jeez.
just spin this,
hate this game, dude.
and then if
Have you played this game?
I have, it's bad.
Sorry for the language.
We'll cut that out.
So yeah, cola. So you have cola or mushroom, strawberries or beetroot,
I'd rather not know.
peach or curry, ice cream or egg. I'm gonna ask you some trivia questions, and I'll see
Okay.
how well you actually know your job. So the person who gets it wrong, you can just raise your hand if you know the answer. Me and myself and Zita will judge by who's first. So then you're going to spin and you're going to eat a jelly bean. So it's going to be peach or curry, ice cream or egg, banana or cheese, strawberry or beetroot, kiwi or sea salt, cola or mushroom.
Have you played this game?
You feel confidence?
And you're gonna ask questions about our jobs.
Sure.
Wait, so loser eats a bean?
Loser spins and eats a bean, and it's 50-50.
okay.
Either have a good bean
I
or
say
have a...
let's have the winner spin
Okay.
and the loser
Oh,
takes the bean.
Winner
yes.
spin, loser bean.
Okay, so the first question is fairly easy. What does What does DSLR stand for? Willem.
Okay. Okay.
Double single lens reflex.
That's unfortunately wrong. Carl.
Digital. What? Sorry, wait. DSLR.
You're both are going to eat a bean if you get it wrong as well.
Damn.
Digital. What? I forgot that.
I was so confidently wrong with my answer.
Wait, DSLR.
Spin it, girl.
Digital single lens reflex.
That is correct.
Digital single lens. I said double.
Double
single.
Double
Wow.
single lens.
Wow.
Goal spin.
Spin. It ends on. It ends on
It's yellow.
peach or curry. Orange.
Yellow.
Orange.
It's orange.
Let's take this one. Okay.
What are you tasting,
Dit
boy?
vang jou 'n bietjie later. So it is a like a aftertaste.
Why is it spicy?
I
I think it's curry.
It's curry.
Not
Ah.
that bad.
Not that bad.
Okay. That's boring.
Ooh. Next one.
Okay, next
Next
question.
question.
Next question. What is the standard frame rate for cinema films?
Okay.
Willem.
Let's see if I'm confidently wrong again. 24 frames per second?
That is correct.
Yeah.
But that's debatable, though.
You want to debate ChatGPT?
Because no, some movies are shot 48.
What movies are shot 48, Carl?
What's that?
Standard frame rate.
Okay.
Standard frame rate.
Next question.
All right.
Give me that.
Spin,
Give me that dial.
Spin.
So girl it.
Yeah, go with it.
Ooh, it's a brown one. Cola or mushroom?
I know.
Brown.
Take it.
Wow.
What?
Yeah, that's 5-second rule.
5-second rule.
Brown like my skin.
That's wrong color. Sure.
Cola.
Lucky.
Lucky. How many of this are we doing?
I'll ask 5 more.
Okay.
Cola.
Okay, here's a bit of a marketing question. What does SEO stand for?
Can I go first?
If you have the answer, go.
I have it. Search engine optimization.
That is correct.
Sorry. I'm gonna keep my ear like this. Can I-
Brown.
Brown again.
But sweet.
Whoa, whoop, 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 whoop. Ek bang ek ruk hier oorvolle uit. Okay, ons draai weer. Whoop, whoop. Hand-eye coordination.
Wat is nog geen?
Just watch for the dogs. They will. By your foot. By your foot.
Cola.
Guys are boring.
Oh, this is a freaking mushroom.
Haha.
Okay.
Next question.
Next question, please.
Okay, here's a bit of a technical one.
Okay.
So I'll be the judge of how correct you guys are. What is the 180-degree rule in cinematography?
The 180-degree rule.
You can go first.
Ooh, okay. Let's see how the editor goes.
That's the first thing they teach in film school.
So, for me, the way I would describe the 180 rule, let's say there's a conversation between two people and you're framing it, and the person, facing the camera. So let's say the person's on this side facing that way. If they are sitting across from each other or next to each other, you usually want the other person they're talking to face the other way, because then you can get a sense of where the space is. So gaan ek nou die 180 degree.
Okay.
You know, girl,
So let's say me and Carl, let's say it was just 2 cameras fixed on us.
Mhm.
You'd want him facing that way, me facing that way. So you don't want the camera to break the 180 degree rule, which means you don't want
There
to
we
go
go.
past that
There
side.
you go. That's right. You start off like
You started
explaining
off rough.
calculus
Yeah,
for
there's
2
no
plus
cause-
2.
I was gonna say here and basically film like
Yeah.
It's like doing EMC squared for like this 2 plus 2.
Yeah.
But you're correct.
Okay,
So,
correct.
yeah.
spin me, daddy.
Oh no.
Round again. Oh, should I choose it? Should I reroll?
No, okay. Let's just do a brown. Hey,
The
brown.
bad news is the more good beans you eat,
Oh yeah.
like the more. Oh, ooh.
Cola. Cola.
Means you're not gonna have all the bad ones.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll ask 2 more. Last 2.
Okay.
Those two.
What does mirrorless mean in camera?
Okay.
You have to raise your hand if you want to.
I know the answer though.
Well, go ahead.
Raise your arm.
No, I want to hear your. I want to hear your.
I think I know the answer.
Okay.
Let's see. So, mirrorless means, so with cameras, you have a sensor
Sure.
and a lens. So what happens is the image goes through the lens and it hits the sensor, or it actually hits the shutter, and then the shutter opens and then it hits the sensor.
Yeah.
Whereas mirror of DSLR, it usually hit a mirror, and then it bounces up into the eyepiece.
Prism.
Yeah.
It's correct.
That's correct.
I'll just give a more definitive answer.
Okay.
A camera that does not have a reflex mirror like a DSLR, allowing for more compact design.
That lens reflex is that thing that goes like that.
It's.
Because
If I was marking it, I would give it half a point.
I'll take it. I'll take it. So half a bean. Half a bean for you.
I'll take the bean.
Go ahead. I want one of you to have a bad bean.
Yet to have. I think we must shoot till we have a bad bean though.
It's orange again. Peach or curry.
That's green. Oh,
No,
orange.
no, it's. No,
Oh
sorry.
yeah. Ooh. Ah, pick my poison, boy.
This one looks disgusting. What's that one?
Is it a sniff test?
You won't judge by this.
What is it? A
Peach or curry?
curry. I like curry though.
I'm not gonna ask why.
Oh,
Oh, maybe I gave you a wrong one. Maybe I think I gave you a yellow one.
yeah, it's curry.
Oh, it's curry. Okay. Cool.
Tastes like old curry. Like. Yeah, it tastes like old curry. Like it's been fermented.
Oh, okay. Mine didn't taste that bad.
It tastes like fermented curry.
Because usually curry is like better the next day.
It's got a sweet
this
off
one.
curry taste.
This one's one of those like month-old curries.
Okay.
Last question.
Last question. What does the term full frame refer to in a camera sensor?
You and your complex questions though.
I'm not gonna make it
I know the answer
easy
though.
for you.
Go.
Yeah. I want to hear your answer.
Full frame. It. I don't know.
So back in the day, full frame, right, was called 35 millimeter film, right? It's 35. So then you'd get like Super 16, Super 8, and basically full frame is the same size as a film shot because then different cameras have different sensors. So full frame is basically the size
Of the sensor.
of the film.
Okay.
Yeah, so that is full frame. Obviously, some cameras have a little bit variable bigger, but it's the same size as a like an analog film. So that film that you shoot is a full frame. That is the full frame size of a film shot.
So it's not 16 by 9.
It's 30.
I was like, is it 1920 by 1080?
It's 35 millimeter frame.
Okay.
Yeah, it was just a 1 mark question. You made it into 10 marks, but it was correct.
An
It's correct.
overachiever. He saw spin me.
Wait, where's the button?
No.
Okay.
No.
Blue, banana or cheese?
Oh.
I like both of those though. Eat those on a regular. I get to wait. I get to pick, dude.
Okay.
Yellow. There we go. These beans are quite racial though. It's like yellow and brown. You have yet to pick a green one though.
Banana.
Banana. But I like bananas.
Means that they're gonna have all the
Yeah.
bad ones.
I can smell it
Rough
actually.
time for you.
How's it?
No. Not too
Okay,
bad.
so this was
Let's do plug.
plug. This is Zeta Films, our podcast. Yet to find a name.
Socials.
Social at Zeta Films on Instagram, Facebook.
Zeta.
Find us on YouTube. So main YouTube, Instagram, Facebook.
There's a TikTok, but
TikTok still
yeah, still there.
low waters.
And if you have eyes, you'll notice I am wearing a cap that with a Z on it. This is official Zeta Films merch.
Oh yeah, if you guys want to order some cool Zeta merch, like represent, huh? There.
Oh yeah, headphones off. I was like,
What?
There we go. Good quality, locally made. Yeah, like a support local.
Do it.
Do it. Zeta Films. We'll catch you next week, sometime in the future.